welcome back. As always, I'm your host, Dustin Smith, and this is the Apple or Pear. So today, you may notice that I don't have anyone here with me. This this means a lot of the episodes during the summer are going to be like this. I plan on having at least one guest in most of the episodes. There may be somewhere it's just me. There may be somewhere it's two people, maybe three. I actually want to get to the point where I can have a couch, sit down type feel. And so far, as you can see, I have a very decorative room. A Saints thing, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Minecraft, Superman stuff over there. Uh, well, forget about my room. A lot of them will be filmed in here. And I plan on doing, as I said, with other people, mostly two, mainly me sometimes. I want to keep it as away from opinionative as it can be. Because I plan on during some summer episodes, I plan on having some where we talk about games, where we talk about movies. There's one that the Suicide Squad, it's coming out pretty soon. Kind of excited for it. Uncharted 4, that was a big release the other day, and I really love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love playing that game. It's pretty good. I'm not a hardcore gamer basically because I don't have the money to be. If there's a good game, I'll try to be like, oh, I want to try to get that. Somehow I'll figure something away. I am in high school, and that's something that people are like, wow, you're in high school. How does that really affect you? And well, you see, being in high school is what really makes me want to do this because I see people who are like in their 20s and their 30s doing this, and they're making tons of money off of it. But I want to get to the point where I'm starting out in high school making this kind of money at this young of an age. Well, beyond my personal life, today we are going to talk about virtual reality, yes, VR. A lot of people have said that virtual reality is going to be good. People said they tried it in the past and they're iffy about buying it. But I can also understand this by paying like 200. No, I don't even think it's 200. I think it's like $1,000 for one now. And I was just the HTC Vive, or I think that's the name of it. It's for like $1,000. I think the Sony's coming out with one. A bunch of people are ordering these things. I know another YouTuber, Boogie 22, not 22, 2988. Go follow him. Go like and subscribe. He's a really cool guy. He is literally my inspiration for this show. Well, back to virtual reality. He says he tried it out before, and he remembers when it was a big helmet. But now it's this little thing, and he tried it on looking around, and it was like, you know what, that looks super cool. But why would someone need it? And I felt that maybe in the future, there will be exclusive games. There's the PS4 exclusive, the Xbox exclusive. I don't even think they make a PC exclusive and stuff like that. I mean, wow, like just virtual reality exclusive, that sort of thing, where they're just only for virtual reality. Like imagine Uncharted 4 on virtual reality. Imagine that situation, that pressure, the theme, the graphics, all of that. It looks great on the screen. Wonder what it would look great right in front of your own eyes. Actually being Nathan Drake, being that type of person, virtual reality can take the step that gamers want to take, and that they don't want to just take a step back and rest here for a while, but they want to take another step after another step. And well, I remember a while back, Game Informer had issued this. The year of VR, as they said. The year of virtual reality, we journey to other sides to see how Oculus, Valve, and PlayStation plan to revolutionize gaming. That's what's on the little back here. I read the issue. there wasn't, they talked about how it was becoming new. They didn't really talk about other stuff like the HTC Vive. It was not in here. I learned about it the other day. As I said, I watched Boogie 2988 do an unboxing for it, and it looked good. And I'm big on specifics. Like, if it doesn't look good, I'm iffy. I'm like really iffy about it. And so when I saw this, I was like, are they going to turn it into crap? Then I witnessed my friend Josiah Atkinson. He had gotten these cardboard VR things from Amazon. And I was like, really? Like, people are trying to take this huge step for technology, and these people are like, oh yeah, well let's make some quick dollars. No, I want those people to stop. I want them to stop what they're doing. Okay, oh, it's a good idea. Well, you know what? You know what else is a good idea? Actually making a VR system. Making a good VR system. A while back, virtual reality was, there's huge helmets. Now they're goggles. We have literally taken another step, as I keep on referring to that, because that's only what technology does, is it takes a step after another, building up, building up, building up, until it can reach its peak. And right now, I feel that the virtual reality, people are trying to hit that peak. And they need to push further, but there are other people who are trying to bring it back down just so they can make a quick buck. Because you think the people, the HTC Vive for $1,000, do you think they seriously will just sit there and be like, let's cut down on this, make it affordable so we can get a quick buck? No. The reason why it's $1,000 is because it's $1,000 material. I would definitely pay that price for it. I would pay over $1,000 for any of the HTC Vive, anything that Sony puts out. If Microsoft puts out something, the Oculus Rift, all those, if they put those out, I will pay good money for them because they are known to be good. Because those are the people who are taking the extra step. The real reason why I made this episode was because of this month's Game Informer. It may not look, it has a cover of Dishonored 2, and I was literally just flipping through, because sometimes I don't really sometimes look through, and then it comes, I'm also clumsy, it comes to this page, and I look at this page, and this was a real article I read. As you can see, the Oculus Rift on top, and the HTC Vive on bottom. And one thing that had me was we evaluate the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive platforms at launch. That means people are wanting to know what these systems are doing. They want to know how good they are, what they look like, what they feel like, how they can bring it in to the human race to be better. You see, this brings me back to, I think it was the first episode, where we talked about being the program history into our own heads. But the thing is, if we get this, I feel like this would take us into that step because we could relive history. We'd put on the helmet because we would learn what they were feeling at that time, what they were going through, how they were feeling, that sort of situation. So we, the next generation, the further generations, the more generations to come, will be able to feel for history. And not just history, it could help with space, it could help with science, it can help with everything. And I believe taking this step would be able to put the human race at the top where we need to be. I've looked up a couple fun facts about these little things, and I feel like really haven't found one yet. And I want fun facts, and I'm gonna look up fun facts because that we want to be fun on this show. I know I just head into a big deep conversation. This is technology is a part of my life. I love technology. Technology is what I live for. I'm recording this with a laptop, recording it with a light behind it and the lights above. While I have my case back here with my PS4 and my Xbox. Why? Because I want to feel for technology. So here's 8 lesser known and interesting facts. Okay. Okay, it isn't really good. But I'm gonna talk to you about the conversation. Me and some friends talked about virtual reality the other day. How it could affect the human race as a whole, how we could become different people because of it, how we could sort of like if you've seen what is that movie called? Um, the movie's about people being able to be put into robots, like a different robot suit about them. Like it's a different look, it's a different feel. They just sit in a chair and they become someone different. That's what I believe virtual reality is kind of pulling us into, but that was it would turned out bad. You didn't want that. But virtual reality is not bad. It's bad if you make it bad, but it's good if you try to make it great. And it will be perfect if you try your best and try to make a system, a piece of technology where you can feel for characters, you can feel for other people around you. You don't just have to sit there and be like, okay, that guy got shot. You have to feel for it. You have to be in that time so that draws you in. That you're not just like, hey, guess what? That guy got shot. He got a beer bottle busted over his head. Wow. Who cares? No. It needs to start you out where they came from, where they are now, and what their end will be. And I feel that could bring the human race so much further along. We're right here. We need to be here. And I believe virtual reality is something that can help us with that. And another thing about virtual reality, people wonder because there was skepticism, I think that's the word for it, that people didn't think they have seen it before. They were just like, this isn't going to work. It was terrible the first time. It was bad this time. It was bad this time. I don't believe in that time they have fixed it. I've witnessed some of the virtual reality systems, not like in hand, but I've seen YouTubers do it. I've seen commercials for it. I've seen a bunch of stuff. And what I can tell is some of it is still pixelated. But that's the thing. It's virtual reality. It is going to be pixelated until we have a suit that you can put on and actually be that person. And if the people who were like, well, they could try to fix that, or, well, you see, it's really pixelated and it looks dumb. Well, you know what? Unless you want to pay about $40,000 for this, don't. The pixelated, okay, it's going to get better. Let's look at the first PlayStation, the first Xbox. All these are just pixelated. If we look at the Nintendo 64, pixelated. All those old games, I remember my GameCube was pixelated. My PlayStation 2 was still pixelated. I just skipped a generation with the PlayStation 3 and went to the PS4. But I could see a difference in the generations. In movies, you can see the difference between the first Star Wars. I'm not talking about the Phantom Menace. I'm talking about the first Star Wars that came out. And now you can see The Force Awakens. You look and you see what differences are there. That one's a little fuzzy. That one's clear. Those special effects look good. Those special effects look better. The thing is, it's because of technology. And virtual reality is a step that we need to take as a human race to be able to feel for everyone else. That just made me think of something. Virtual reality in movies. What if you were, I guess it would almost be like a game, except I know one came out a while back, like a little bit ago, and it was about, it was in, it looked like it was in a first person view, and you couldn't really tell, but it was, it looked good because it made you feel like you were actually there. What if every single, well, not if every single movie did that, but what if there was a movie that it allowed you to do that? Maybe it was a VR exclusive. Maybe it was just that, so you could have a feel for the character. What if it did that? I'm gonna end the show here, guys. I actually plan on making every single episode like 15 minutes long, like 15 to 20 minutes, because 30-minute long videos, I know, guys, it's ridiculous. Hang in there, it's going to be a whole lot shorter. So I'm going to ask you a question for next week's episode. Where do you think VR can take the world? Where do you believe that you would be when the best VR comes out? What would you try to do to get it? That sort of situation. See you on the next time of the Apple or Pear.